Hello Musketeers and welcome to Mondays with Mickey. My name is Mike Knigge and I'm your host, and this is my son Franklin,
Hi!
aka Slimer. And in case you hadn't figured out, we are here to see this, Ghostbusters. It's the remake that everyone's heard so much about, and well, as a family we're finally getting out a chance to go out and see it. A month late, but hey, whatever. Well, we're going to go and check this thing out, and when we get done, we'll get back with you guys and let you know what we thought.
Come on, everybody. Let's do this. Here we go. Come on, everybody. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey. That's me. Yeah. Oh, my please.
Okay, so that was a really quick movie. Well, we got to the theater, went to go see it at Carmike Cinemas in Greensboro, and come to find out that they were running a sneak peek and they had decided to cancel the showings for Ghostbusters. Didn't put up any kind of warning or anything like that. So we showed up all ready to spend some money and watch a movie to find out that there was no movie. And they're like, yep, sorry. So, we are currently racing across town to catch it at another theater. Hopefully we'll get there before the movie starts. And once we do, we'll watch it, tell you what we think about it, and go from there. So, sit tight, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Playing Pokemon Go outside the movie theater.
Who likes to go?
Free refill. Alright everybody, welcome back. We're home from the movie. It's daylight and we're wearing different clothes. Well, that's because we didn't immediately decide to film this right after we saw the movie. We got home kind of late and we decided, you know what, let's go home, let's get some rest, and we'll film it, later. So this is us filming our review of the movie. So let me start with asking Franklin what he thought of it.
It was awesome. Awesome sauce.
There you go. He loved it. I really liked it too. I thought it was hilarious. One of the biggest complaints that people were saying was it was an all-female cast. I think the 4 actresses were fantastic. They played their roles really well. They're not like repeats of the original characters, but they're very similar to the original characters. And they played the roles extremely well. They're hilarious to watch. I can't say enough about it. We really, really enjoyed it. There were points in the movie that we just laughed out loud. And even though we'd seen the previews where you see the one ghost and it's vomiting all over everybody, it still made my wife jump, which was hilarious. As a Ghostbusters fan, I liked it a lot. Now, I know a lot of people are complaining as a female cast, but honestly, it doesn't matter. They did a good job, and that's what matters at the end. Unfortunately, the movie has been essentially listed as a flop at this point. It's not making near the money that they'd hoped, and there's a possibility that the studio is going to post a loss. And if that happens, all the plans they had, because they wanted to start a franchise with this, they wanted to have more movies, they wanted to have a cartoon series, they wanted to have toys, and video games, and all that stuff. If they post a loss, more than likely all that's going to get stopped. But the movie did set up for more. So before I continue, I'm going to say spoiler alert. The reality here is most people have seen it if they want to see it, so I'm probably not hurting anybody's feelings by talking about the movie. But if you haven't seen it and you want to go see it and you don't want to hear things about the movie itself, might as well turn it off now. I'll give you a couple seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, that's it. Spoilers ahead. Alright, so, if the movie is going to continue, they did at the very end of the credits have a little sneak peek Easter egg at the very end of the credits to start off the next movie. They are all on the floor in one of their labs working, and yeah, they're listening to EVPs, and they hear what on the EVPs?
Zool.
They hear a voice say Zool, and you don't get to hear it say Zool, but you hear one of them say, "I'm hearing something out here. It sounds strange. It sounds like it said Zool."
Zool.
So obviously Zool being the main bad guy character in the original movie, the first movie. If the series continues, that's logically the direction they're going. This movie is it's a complete restart of the franchise. It's taking a slower pace than the original two movies did as far as getting set up. Like, they don't have their containment system to permanently store ghosts until the very end of this movie. Whereas, a third of the way into the movie, in the original movie, they had it. There's, everything's kind of in development as they're going along. So it's not like a ready packaged, here's your Ghostbusters kind of thing. It's we got to develop this so we can do this, and we got to do this so we can do that. So it was really meant to be a brand new franchise. And unfortunately, like I said, the movie's been kind of listed as a flop, so I don't know how well that's going to happen. There were cameo appearances. If you're wondering what Frank is doing, he's looking at the cat who is messing with my tripod. And he could cause trouble. Let me see if I can get him without taking out our camera. Come on, Samuel. Ghost kitty. Alright, so there were guest appearances from the original cast. Everybody but Rick Moranis. So Sigourney Weaver was there, Annie Potts was there, Ernie Hudson, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray. Obviously,
Not my favorite.
yes, Egon is not there. And with Harold Ramis passing away, he can't be there. But there was 2 things in the movie that were a nod to him. At the very end of the movie, obviously, it says for Harold Ramis, which was really nice. But there's a secret Easter egg in the movie that if you weren't watching for it, you would have missed it. There's a point where one of the characters is at a university to talk about getting tenure and whatever. And as the dean is leaving her office, if you look up on her bookshelf, she has a statue, a bust of Egon on her shelf. Or probably meant as Harold Ramis, but got the glasses and all that. It's clearly him as Egon. So he's in the movie. Bill Murray plays a guy who doesn't believe in the supernatural. He's a scientist and he debunks everything.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's in the first movie when the guy who wanted to shut down the entire Ghostbusters system. He's playing that guy.
He is kind of like Walter Peck, but he's not like he's not part of the APA or anything like that in this movie. He's just a scientist who thinks they're full of it. Ernie Hudson is playing like the uncle of one of the Ghostbusters. He's the one that gets them the hearse. We'll say hearses because apparently the first hearse gets destroyed.
Yeah, it gets into a giant ghost trap.
But he plays basically their source of Ecto-1s. Dan Aykroyd plays a cab driver who is essentially Ray. If this is an alternate universe, it's what Ray would have been had he not been a Ghostbuster. Because he talks about free roaming phantasms. I mean, he sounds just like he did in the original Ghostbusters movies, but he's driving a cab.
It's just a free roaming van. There's no deer about that.
Sigourney Weaver is playing one of their mentors. She's a scientist. Annie Potts is playing a service desk person. She's got the glasses on. She's talking just like Janine did, but she works. I think a hotel was where she was working.
It was no. It was.
I don't know. Regardless, she's working at a service desk kind of thing. So.
She normally does.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. It was nice. It was nice to have the little cameos. I would love to have seen Rick Moranis in there. but you know he's not really acting. So getting him out of retirement to go do anything is really tough. So lots of fun. We really enjoyed the movie. Again, I wish it had done better. It has been doing better in the theaters. Huh?
Yeah, a character for Slimer.
Oh.
Slimer's new.
Slimer apparently has a girlfriend or a wife or something. Because they steal the Ecto-1 at one point.
And blow it up.
Well, they don't blow it up. The Ghostbusters blow it up, but they're driving it when it blows up. But yeah, Slimer's back in it, and he has either a wife or a girlfriend or something.
It's like a Slimer with
the girl Slimer.
It's like a Slimer with lipstick and giant hair.
Yeah, so it's like a girl Slimer, which is different. It's interesting. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man makes a appearance, but not as Stay Puft the Gozer version. Basically, they come across this ghost parade, and it's like giant floats, but they're all like ghostly, demonic floats. And one of them is a giant balloon of Stay Puft. So you get to see a giant Stay Puft, and it smushes them and all that.
And then knife pop.
Yeah, they pop it and all that. But it's kind of cool to see a giant Stay Puft. It's actually really cool looking in the movie. The final bad guy, without going into great detail, basically he possesses...
the Ghostbusters emblem.
Anyway, he possesses Thor, Chris Hemsworth at first, and does a lot of evil, funny things with him. And then after he releases him, they're trying to catch him and fight him. So he's like, okay, well, how about this? I'll take a form that you can fight. And you know, he basically forms himself into, like he said, the Ghostbusters emblem.
He just jumps right off the X, and
he climbs up,
and then he turns into a giant creature to kill everybody.
Right. So he climbs out of the band symbol that's over the ghost, and he turns that band symbol into a bow tie, a red bow tie, and then he grows to ginormous proportions and fights the Ghostbusters, and brings his armies of ghosts to help him fight them. It's really cool. I mean, the final battle scene with the ghosts and the main bad guy, phenomenal. The effects were great. It was really fun to watch. So,
the credits were pretty cool too.
The what?
The credits.
Oh yeah, the credits were pretty cool because you had stuff going on in the background. It never went to a black screen. It was always stuff kind of in the background behind the credits, which is really cool.
I saw the Ecto 1A.
I'm not sure if Ecto 1A was really in there, but lots of cool stuff to look at and watch. But at the end of the day, like I said, we really enjoyed this movie. We had a lot of fun with it, even though it was kind of a trial to go see this movie. As I mentioned earlier, we had gone to Carmike Cinemas in Greensboro, and when we got there, because it was listed online, it was in theaters. We got there, it was up on the board showing that it was going to be there. So we got in, and we went to pay for our tickets. They go, oh yeah, we canceled that showing because we're showing something else. Sorry. I get when you have to do special sneak peeks and stuff like that. Sometimes you have to cancel a showing. I totally get it. I understand that you gotta pick the movie you're picking movies that are slow. I understand it, but put some kind of a sign up. You know, change your listings so you shows that those showings won't be there that day, so people don't waste their time driving all the way to a movie theater just to find out that it's not there. Okay? Even though everything you're advertising is saying it's there.
Yeah, and then you have to buy a ticket and you gotta find another movie that has it on. So
anyway, we lucked out. On the other side of town, there was a theater showing it. And we were able to get, because we got there early enough, we were able to get to the movie on time to see it. And it was a better theater we watched it at, but that's the principle of the matter.
It was the same theater when we watched the original Ghostbusters movie.
So anyway, Regal, or the Palladium, was more than accommodating for us to go see Ghostbusters. Unfortunately, Carmike dropped the ball pretty hard. So, with that said, we really enjoyed the movie. I highly recommend it to anybody out there who wants to see a fun movie and, well, hi Franklin, and see the Ghostbusters. It's definitely the Ghostbusters for a new generation, and I hope it develops that loyal fan base that helps us get, you know, some sequels and so on and so forth. So, and as we always end it, Walt said it best. I hope you never lose sight of one thing. This was all started by a mouse. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this review, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.